Hey Hodinkee, my name is Adam. I'm an entrepreneur from New York City, and this is my watch story. That watch is a 1970 Rolex 1675. This is a watch I always wanted, and in 2010, I acquired it from a dealer online. In 2011, I decided to start a little tiny brand at the time called Hook and Albert. In order to do that and self-finance the business, I needed to sell a couple things. Unfortunately, one including this very watch, which was so near and dear to me. Just a year before, I acquired it. Well, after building that business, I had the wonderful opportunity of selling it in 2016 to a private equity shop. And to celebrate that wonderful milestone, I wanted to go and buy a watch. Well, 24 hours after closing our deal and receiving wires, I went to a J. Crew just to buy a couple of shirts. And when I walked in, within one of their cabinets, I saw two watches on display. One was a Rolex 5513, and one was a Rolex 1675 that looked a little familiar to me. Well, I asked the attendant to see the watch, and of course, immediately I turned it over. And see, the thing with my original watch was there were three initials that the prior owner had put on it. Well, the same initials were on this very watch that I was looking at. And then, of course, I asked for a paperclip. I popped off the band and checked the serial number, opened up my iPhone to my notes, and realized this was my watch that I had sold in 2010. Well, I had to have it. I asked the sales associate how it works. Can I just throw out a number of what I want to pay for it? Because their asking price was a little too high. So he said, sure, we'll just have to get approval from our buying group. Give us 24 hours. Well, 24 hours later, they accepted my offer, and I showed up to go pick up the watch. And this is where the story gets even cooler. Next to me online was a gentleman who 6 months prior tried to buy my company from me for a price that was very favorable to him, but not, of course, to me. The structure didn't work. I politely walked away from that opportunity. So when the sales associate asked for my credit card and gave me this crazy total, keep in mind I was in J. Crew, the gentleman took a double take and he said, well, what did you just buy? And I said, well, the company that you didn't think was valuable 6 months ago, I just sold to a private equity company, and I'm celebrating by buying my watch back. Well, I hope you enjoyed this story. It's one of sacrifice and one that ends with a lot of joy. I've got wonderful watches in my collection, but there's just something about this Rolex 1675 that every time I look at it, I remember the sacrifice and, of course, the accomplishment of building something once again. Thanks so much. I hope you enjoyed it. And please, everyone, stay safe.